Okay, so in this episode, what I want to do is create like this strike-through effect to our to-do title. So first things first, we go to our title HTML because what I've seen is it's a div, but ideally it would be a label. That makes semantically in HTML more sense. So let's change that to a label. So now it's a label, great. So we can animate this completely using CSS, although the state change happens in a different element. I'm gonna see how we will do that. So the first thing we do is we create this ET checkmark. So just the tag checkmark plus label selector. And we'll give this a padding 0 on the y-axis, 4 pixels on the x-axis. Display is an inline block. Because the way I will do it, I do not want this block to be full size. I might have to fix that in the to-do item, but let's first finish the rest. So this actually means we take the selector, we take the first label that comes directly after a check mark, in this case this one, and that's what the plus means. So because in the previous episode we reflected the value of our checkmark using this attribute, we can write a CSS selector for it, which is kind of great because now we can do this. And now we can add some CSS for when it's selected. I will do a text declaration line through for now, just to test it out. And now you can see when we click this, we get this line through our item. Now I want to animate this, but the text decoration is very limited to animate, so we'll have to create our own strike-through effect. So the first thing we do is we create a pseudo element, a before element. We'll just do some basic setup. Pixel, I think. The height is 2 pixels. So we will start from the left. That's here. From the top, we'll take half of, I think it will be a minus. We'll start from half of the height, but because it's measured from the top and it's 2 pixels, we have to subtract 1 pixel, otherwise it will be a little bit too low. We'll give it a width, an initial width of 0 and a background of black. There you go. And then we'll copy this. And now we make the checked state. And this will have a width of 100%. So let's test that out. So now you can see we have, I would say we have a similar effect, but that's mainly because of this. I don't think we need this. So I'm missing something. we didn't give it a position. So the position is absolute because we want to position it ourselves, but it will be relative to the label itself. So this will also get a position, but a relative one. Okay, so now we can see that we kind of have this effect. But this is what I was talking about. That's why I don't want my label to be the full size, but we will have to fix that in our to-do item. I think the easiest way can I do margin right auto? Yes, I can do this. Okay, so I'll add this margin right auto. Okay, so that strikes to our to-do. Now it is kind of in the center, but the text is not really in the center, but we'll just leave it for now. Actually, I can just take this and then play with these values to see. So this seems like a good value. And now once more, we can create an animation. So I'll add those here. Keyframes. And what we will essentially do is we'll animate the width of our before line, and that will give this strike through effect. So 75, and then actually I think 3 would be enough, so I can just go like this, and then like this. Okay, so we'll animate the width, start at 0. Like we saw a couple of episodes ago, we like to overshoot. So maybe 110%. And then we go a little bit under 90%, and then we end up with our width of 100%. And now we can implement this here. Animation is our, I have to give it a name, strike through. Frames, strike through, there we go. So animation strike through, we'll do 400 milliseconds. We'll end forwards. And of course we use our easing functions. So something is not exactly right. Oh, that's it. So we have this kind of motion. Now I think it would be nice if it kind of overshot it to the left too. And so maybe what we can do is start it a little bit from the left and then go maybe to the right. And then we'll end up with a translation of 0, 0. Just gonna remove the pixels because it's not really important. Okay, so let's see what that gives us. So clearly I did it the wrong way. Not to worry. So it's first X then Y. That's just my bad. With padding and margin, it's the opposite way. That's why I got confused. Okay, so now we have this beautiful strike-through effect that happens during our check mark. Maybe I would like to see it delayed so it sort of lines up with the ending of our check mark animation. That's maybe a little bit. Let's just experiment with this. Yeah, really like this. This is quite nice. Okay. So let's end it here. In the next episode, the last animation I want to do is our button. And after that, we're not gonna bother animating other things for a while. We'll move on to other stuff.